I'm back. Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle.
From Washington, D.C.
Music can be feeling and fireworks.
I got a new video.
What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. You know it.
I made it.
Hey, thanks. Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show?
I got a new video.
Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle, and I am back because it is one of my favorite times of the year. It's one of my favorite seasons of the year. And no, I'm not talking about Eurovision season. It's a little bit early for Eurovision season. It is Melodifestivalen season officially kicking off, and I'm just so excited to be talking about these artists that are going to be performing this year. Huge shout out and thank you to Platim Sam. That's YouTuber Platim Sam, because this was the first person who actually put together like a nice little compilation video of getting to know the artist, and is going to help me go through and talk about all of these competing artists for Melodifestivalen in 2020. I'm excited. I'm going to go through all of this. I'm going to try and give my feedback on each and every contestant, and then we can get back and talk about who we actually think is going to make it through. Now, of course, we don't know the songs yet, but it's still fun to play this guessing game. I do it every year, or I've been doing it for the past couple of years, and it's been really fun. And of course, you know what to do. Talk to me in the comments below, or talk to me on Twitter or Instagram. Yes, at Alesia Michelle, pretty easy. Because I'm excited about this Melodifestivalen season. I did see a few tweets already of folks who were kind of like underwhelmed with the lineup. I am not. I actually think that this is probably one of the more exciting lineups of the past 2 years. I think it's been clear. I think last year it was pretty clear. It was John Lundvik or Jan Henrik's like year to kind of lose it. I thought even the year before last, I just really thought Benjamin Ingrosso was going to win. I just felt really confident in just looking at the makeup of Melodifestivalen 2 years ago. I just really thought that he was going to win. So this year, I actually think it could be a little bit of a surprise of who wins. I think we actually have some pretty decent heats that might be a little bit tricky and hard to predict. We've got some hard hitters coming back. We have Eurovision performers coming back. Holla, Victor Krohn, and the Mamas, really. So I think that this year actually could be a really competitive year for Melodifestivalen, and I, for one, prefer a competitive year to a year where I'm just gonna be like, oh, I just think it's a shoo-in for this person. Like, that's no fun. Play. Okay. All right. And I mean, Melodifestivalen is just such a strong year. Okay, Malou, Prtyz, you know I love her. I think she's going to come back with a vengeance this year. I do think she has a chance to go direct to final again. Just a really strong young performer. I expect good things. Felix Sandman is back. The song is Boys with Emotions. And real talk, I mean, what is that title? I'm thinking it's going to be a ballad again, but could surprise us with a banger. I've looked up their tracks, and I would love to see like a nice little Afrobeats moment on the stage. Afrobeats are like hitting worldwide, like doing very well, so I'm hoping for that. The Mamas are back, even though I don't know if it's all four of them. Isn't it just three this time? But I think they're going to have a banger. I think it's going to be fun. I think I'm getting like It's Raining Men vibes, like fun song. So now I know she's like a rapper. I don't think this will be in the final, but it might be a bop that I'll like, you know, dance to. This is gonna be classic. It's gonna be throwback. I don't think it's gonna be in the final, but okay, Sonia, do it, girl. Robin, you already know I love Robin. I think he's gonna come back with something strong. I don't think he'd be here with a weak track. And I'm just hoping it's not a ballad. I hope it's something fun. I really do. Okay. Heat number 2. It's gonna be Schlager. It's gonna be throwback. It could go Andra Juanson. I think it could. I don't know if this is direct to final. Daughter is coming back with a vengeance. Y'all played her last time, but I will say that the enunciation was off last time, and I don't think the dark staging helped. So maybe this time she'll actually connect with the audience. Anna is back after a strong performance and showing at Melodifestivalen last year. I'm glad to see her back. I think she could be Andra Juansen again. I don't think it's a surefire. I've seen his performances before, previous entries. I don't think this is going to go to the final. I think this is going to be real seasoned performer realness. Oh, I have looked up some of her songs. Decent vocal, but I feel like it's more like a, okay girl, like let's get like a nice little intro into the world. I love this performer. I have heard the vocal. The vocal is strong. I think this could be a surprise standout if it's a good, strong song. Mendez is coming back, gonna give us some, Latin vibes. It could end up in the final just because I think people love him, but I don't know if it will deserve to be there. Maybe Andra Juansen. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, yes, I've seen her sing. I heard one of her tracks. It was a little bit of like Amy Winehouse, like throwback feel, but obviously with a soulful vocal. I don't know if this will be in the final, but I do think it's a nice intro. Like, looking forward to meeting you. I've seen this performer before. Great vocal, and that's really all we need. I mean, well, that's at minimum what we need. Okay, so this is going to be a rap song, and I'm going to tell you I probably won't be into it. But it might be like a good bop. Like, maybe I can dance to it, but I probably won't be into it. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be interesting. This is going to be folky and fun. I think it'll be a nice show moment. But, I don't think that they're here to win, Mariette is back with a song Shouted Out. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhat inspirational. Let's just hope that she hits it with the proper styling the first time around, because that's what killed her last time. This is another rapper. And honestly, I actually prefer the Albin rap. I think it's interesting to have two rappers in the same heat, though. Mohombi, a lot of you guys are excited to see Mohombi return to the Melodifestivalen stage. I'm not really, but I am open to seeing what he gives us with Winners. Because I don't think it will win, but, I'm all about aspirational vibes. Hannah is back. I think a lot of people have high expectations for her. I think she has a great, strong vocal, but she did have help last time. Nana is back. I think she's going to give a seasoned, grown folks performance. I think she could surprise and not do anything like old. I think she might give us something fresh. William. I've seen his videos before. With Love, the vocal was not hitting it for me. This performer, seen some of his videos. Young, I'm into it. I prefer him to the other guy, but I'm curious about this entry. I do remember Insomnia, and I was always thrown by the fact that Ellen had this dark vibe, but then she was like selling it like a pop song. It was very weird for me. Victor is back. If he has the right track, I could see him definitely moving on. This one, I think it will hit, but it won't hit hard enough to even be Andra Juansen or in the final. All right, okay, so that was like me going through things really, really quickly. So let's kind of break this down. I'm excited to break this down. And let's kind of talk about who we actually think is gonna like maybe make it through. Obviously, we don't have any songs. I'm gonna have my I guess, a fortune teller hat on and my crystal ball. But it's like fun to kind of like make predictions and stuff like that. So we'll see. So right off the bat with heat number 1, I'm looking and I'm thinking like Malou. I think Malou is probably going to make it through. I think this song Ballerina, as long as it's fun and fresh and cute, I really think she is set up to perform well. I think Felix might actually, it could end up being an Andra Juansen situation if the song is a little bit like meh. Robin, same thing. If the song is a little meh, it could end up being Andra Juansen. But I do think I think heat number 1 is competitive. I think Heat number 1 is gonna be tight. I think the numbers could be real tight. And I think the thing that I like about Heat number 1 is it isn't so much about the star power. We're really gonna get down to the best song will prevail. I believe, I hope, I think. But I do think we're talking about Malou. I think we're talking about Felix, and I think we're talking about Robin, kind of battling it out and figuring out what's going on. And I think the mamas are coming with a hardcore Andrew Juanson moment, potentially. I think the thing is, because I'm really feeling like it could end up being kind of like this throwback soulful like disco vibe, like a little bit Schlager. And even looking at like the songwriters, I think that could be lending itself to that, where it could be a show-stopping moment, but I don't know if it'll be completely set. But I could also see the mamas getting through for sure, and then having like a Felix or a Robin for sure, and then Malou will be like Andrew Juanson. But I don't know if she just gives us something fresh like she did last year. I just think we can't discount her as a performer. I mean, she made it direct to final. She wasn't Andrew Juanson last year, and a lot of young female performers were Andrew Juanson, or they just didn't make it through at all. Heat number 1, I think, is coming with Heat. The Semi 2. This one is interesting. I feel like this one, because of this group, the most excited I am for one of the performers is probably between Daughter and Paul Ray. Now, I mean, with Sweden, the Swedish public, y'all don't play. I mean, if y'all are gonna make Loreen go to Andrew Juanson, I mean, who knows what you'll do? Like, for real. For real. So, from my perspective, I'm thinking Paul Ray could really surprise with something dope, like something just like a really current, modern, heartfelt track. I mean, and honestly, I listened to his vocal and I got flashbacks of the first time that I listened to I literally just forgot the name of the person who won Eurovision 2019. What does that say? Okay? Who won Eurovision 2019?
The 2020 Eurovision Song Contest is in.
Oh my lord. Duncan Lawrence! Paul Ray is giving me the same vibes that I got when I first heard Duncan Lawrence sing. And this is before we got his song. So that says something to me that I'm like, okay, like we could have a moment and maybe he could surprise some folks with something really impactful. Mendes is back. I do think Sweden loves Mendes for some reason. But like, you know, we're a little bit away from the Despacito moment. So I think if, you know, Mendes is going to bring us some Despacito 2.0, I don't know how people will actually feel about that. Not in a sense where it would win. You know what I mean? I like, and not even talking about win Eurovision, but win Melodifestivalen. So I don't know. I think Anna's coming back. I did ask Twitter. I was like, you know, who do you think has the potential to maybe flop this year? And a lot of folks did kind of mention Anna just because Ashes to Ashes really had great momentum last year, and the idea that Anna would be able to kind of replicate that again, it might not happen, because I think she might end up going with a track similar to the vibe of Ashes to Ashes. And let's be real, like, it did have to Andrew Juanson to make it to the final. So I don't know. I think Linda's gonna give us Schlager realness, but I don't think it's going to be impactful enough to be direct to the final. Daughter, I would love to see it. I liked Cry, the studio track of the song. I really, really liked that. But on stage, I understood why it didn't get through. Honestly, the enunciation, it was a little weak. I didn't know what she was even talking about when I first saw the song. And even though the performance was cool, with it being so dark, you can't connect with her. So if you don't understand what she's saying because the enunciation is off, and then you don't have the opportunity to really connect with the artist because the staging is dark, then that's really difficult to grasp onto a whole entire package. But I have high hopes for Daughter. I'm hoping that she can kind of come for some redemption this year, because I think as an artist, I like a lot of her other stuff. So, and it's very current. Come on now. Talking about Heat 3. Okay. Heat 3 to me is the weak heat. It is the weak heat. I think it is absolutely set up for Mariette to do what she does and sail to the final, but she's coming to win. You know, Mariette's coming to win, and I really hope that this song is super strong. I hope it's not cheesy, and I hope it's not just like a message song for the sake of being a message song. I am hopeful that it won't be. I'm also hoping that the whole entire package is together. Because honestly, I liked the other track. The styling was what killed it for me. And then she fixed the styling when we got to the final, thank God. But the styling ahead of time was just not where it needed to be to give it that buzz and momentum to really hit hard at the final. But I do think this year, like, we learn from our mistakes, we come back bigger and better every year. I am hopeful, and I think she has that competitive spirit to really deliver. So I'm expecting, honestly, Mariette and likely Mahombi to go on and just do it and just win it. I'm not gonna lie, I was not a fan of Hello last year. Yes, it was like cool staging, but I found him to be a little bit awkward on camera. Like, it was a little bit like, okay. So I'm just not a huge Mahombi fan. But when I asked folks, who are you excited to see at Melodifestivalen in 2020, Mariette was up there and Mahombi was up there. So if you guys love him, then maybe you'll love this track, Winners, and maybe he's going to do well. Because to me, this really is like the week heat. And it is definitely set up for Mariette just to go on and comfortably take this home and make it to the final. I do want to mention Faith, though. I've seen some of her, I saw a video of her singing with a choir, and that was good. I could tell that she definitely is a strong vocalist. And then I heard like a track that was a little bit of a throwback feel. So I like that. I think that this is a nice debut for her. I don't know if this is like gonna even be Andra Hansen, but my eye is on her. I think if it's a strong track, we could see like a nice surprise entrant this year. So I'm into it. And I also think that it's very interesting that they put 2 rappers in this heat. Kind of an odd choice, if you ask me. I don't know about either of them, to be frank. But I will say, of the ones that I heard, I preferred the material I had seen from Albin as opposed to Anis. But Anis Don Demina, like, okay. Heat number 4. This one is definitely tricky. I think with, like let's just start off with Hannah. I think a lot of folks have a lot of strong expectations for her. I have a feeling that with the not right song or with not a strong enough song, this could end up being like an Issa replay where, you know, there's a lot of buzz around her and there's like high expectations, but then we don't end up making it to the final. And I really hope that doesn't happen. But I think with Hannah, look, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the track last year, and anyone who's watched my videos knows that I wasn't like a huge fan of that. I just didn't really get the hype of it all. But she also had help last year, so now she's by herself. She really has to carry this alone, and I'm confident in her that she will. I think she definitely has a strong vocal. There's no question about it, but we need the right song because we know how Sweden treats strong female vocalists, i.e. Victoria. Which, can I just say for the record, I'm glad Victoria is not here. And really, the only reason why I'm glad that she's not here is because y'all keep playing her. And, you know, she's such a great performer. I just think her energy could be better spent doing something else and not doing Melodifestivalen because y'all won't let her win, even though she's great. And she would come to Eurovision and slay. Just saying. Let's talk about Nana. She's going to come and give us real grown folks flair, but I think she could surprise and end up not doing something, like, just because she's like a more seasoned professional and grown woman. I don't think that that necessarily means she needs to be in there in a muumuu singing some sad song, you know, about days gone by. I think she's gonna give us something fresh. I think she's about to give us a bop, and I am interested into seeing it because homegirl Boo Boo could end up in the final for real. Or be Andra Hansen at least, because I don't think she's going to come on that stage and be weak or do some like old lady shtick. That's not her. She's not that girl. She's just quite frankly not that girl. Yeah, William, I I saw videos online and I just really wasn't with his vocal. I guess he was on Swedish Idol and his vocal was just not speaking to me. Obviously with the right track, anything can happen. But the vocals that I was seeing were just not it. And he even did like a duet with Victoria. And I mean, Victoria just took that damn song over and just was like, doing what she does, singing great, singing good, looking cute, and slaying. Okay. And then that Jacob dude, I have to wait and see the song. We'll see. Yeah, Ellen, I'm not really checking for Ellen. I'm not. Low-key, I feel like they are setting up heat number 4 for Victor, though. Because if it's anything like Storm, Victor will go direct to final. Storm is just such a great song. I can still listen to that song. It's just a really well-composed song. So if it's anything like that, I am confident for him. I think Melodifestivalen this year is about to be dope. Period, point blank. I am so excited. I have to say, I'm actually contemplating going to Sweden this year for Melodifestivalen, like maybe going to a heat or two. I think if I went to any of the heats, I might want to do, which one would I want to go to? I might just want to do heat 1 or 2. Those might be like the ones that I would want to check out. Maybe. I don't know. Well, those are my thoughts on Melodifestivalen 2020. All the participants. This is obviously before we get the songs. What do you think of my comments? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree with me? That's totally fine too. Talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation and you know it. I am so excited for Eurovision 2020. Don't forget to like and to subscribe and talk to me on Twitter and Instagram. It's what they're here for. Bye.